Let me set this scene for you. It was supposed to be a day of political realignment in Edo State. A day when barrister Olumide Akpata, a former governorship candidate, was formally declaring his membership in the African Democratic Congress, ADC. But by the time the sun set over Benin City on Tuesday, February 24, 2026, that story had been overshadowed by something far more sinister: the sound of gunshots ringing out at the residence of a former national chairman and a former presidential candidate running for his life. Before we take you through what happened, let me ask you something. When does political disagreement cross the line into an assassination attempt? Because that is the question on everyone's lips tonight. If you believe democracy must be protected at all costs, hit that like button and subscribe. What unfolded in Benin is a warning to us all. The atmosphere in Benin City that morning was charged with anticipation. Political leaders, supporters, and curious onlookers gathered at the ADC Secretariat. They were there to witness Olumide Akpata, a respected legal personality and former governorship candidate, officially join the ADC. This wasn't just a routine defection. Akpata had contested the last governorship election in Edo State, the one that produced Governor Monday Okpebolo. His arrival in a new political home was significant. Among the dignitaries present was Mr. Peter Obi, the former presidential candidate of the Labour Party and the leader of the Obidient Movement. Also in attendance was Chief Odigie-Oyegun, the erstwhile national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, and a highly respected elder statesman in the South-South. You see, Chief Oyegun isn't just any politician. He is a foundational figure in Nigerian politics, a man who has seen it all. To have him in the ADC fold was a major coup.
The event at the Secretariat went smoothly. Handshakes, photographs, speeches, the usual fanfare. Nobody knew, as they smiled for the cameras, that they were being watched. Now, at this point, we need to understand the geography of fear. After the event at the Secretariat, the convoy of dignitaries began to move. They were heading to the residence of Chief Odigie-Oyegun, likely for a private reception or further consultations. This is a normal practice in Nigerian politics, the movement from a public venue to a private home for deeper discussions. But as the vehicles pulled out, something else moved with them. According to Dr. Yunusa Tanko, the national coordinator of the Obidient Movement Worldwide and a former spokesman for Obi's campaign, armed individuals followed them. They didn't just follow for a block or two. They tracked the convoy all the way from the ADC Secretariat to Chief Oyegun's home on what Tanko described as a survived assassination attempt. Let's pause and think about the human side. Imagine you are in that vehicle. You look in your rearview mirror and notice the same strange cars, the same faces matching your every turn. Your heart begins to race. You hope it's paranoia. You tell yourself you are imagining things. Then you pull up to the gate of a private residence, a place that should be safe, and suddenly the world explodes. It happened at house number 12. Actually, we don't have the exact number, but we know the location, Mambila Street off Aso Drive. Wait, no, that was the El Rufai story. Let me correct myself. This is Benin City, the residence of Chief Odigie-Oyegun, a quiet, respectable neighborhood.
The attackers didn't hesitate. They opened fire on the gate. In the photos and videos later released by Tanko, you can see the evidence of raw violence. The metal gate, designed to keep people safe, was riddled with bullet holes. Several SUVs parked within the premises had their windscreens smashed, glass littering the ground like diamonds of terror. Dr. Yunusa Tanko later issued a terse statement, one he tagged "Breaking Red Alert in Benin, Edo State." His words were chilling. PO and the leadership of the ADC are under siege and attack in Benin, Edo State. They shot at the gate and destroyed several vehicles in what appears to be a surviving assassination attempt on our lives. Democracy is in danger. Another angle to this issue is the precision of the attack. These weren't just random thugs throwing stones. They followed the convoy. They waited until the dignitaries were inside a confined space, a residential property, before striking. This indicates planning. It indicates surveillance. It suggests that someone, somewhere, wanted to send a message so loud that it would be heard all the way to Abuja. So what happened next? Where was the security? As of the time of filing this report, the Edo State Police Command had not issued an official statement. The silence from the security agencies is in itself a story. Residents of the area described scenes of chaos. People who lived near Chief Oyegun's home ran for cover when the shooting started. Parents grabbed their children off the streets. Shops in the vicinity likely pulled down their shutters. In a matter of minutes, a neighborhood was transformed into a war zone.
No one has claimed responsibility. No suspects have been named. But let's look at this clearly. The attack comes just 24 hours after the ADC candidate in the Abuja Municipal Area Council election, Dr. Moses Paul, and the Obidient Movement rejected the outcome of the February 21 polls. They had alleged widespread irregularities, voter suppression, and result manipulation. They had refused to accept the victory of the APC's Christopher Maikalangu. Is this attack connected to that rejection? Or is it about something closer to home, the realignment of forces in Edo State ahead of future elections? The fact that both Peter Obi and Chief Odigie-Oyegun were in the same place at the same time is significant. Obi represents the energized youth vote. Oyegun represents the old guard. Their coming together under the ADC banner is a potential threat to established political interests. And in the dangerous math of Nigerian politics, a threat sometimes attracts bullets. From this point, we need to understand the broader context. This attack didn't happen in a vacuum. Earlier on the same day, a lawmaker in the House of Representatives, Alhassan Adu Dogwa, stood up on the floor of the Green Chamber and declared that Nigeria is running in blood and tears. He wasn't talking about Edo specifically, but about the nation's horrific security situation. He said communities are gripped with fear, tension, and desperation. He asked a question that echoes tonight. As we approach 2027, how do we expect peaceful elections when communities are engulfed in banditry and kidnappings? Farmers cannot go to the farm, traders cannot go to the market, worshippers cannot go to mosques or churches. Then what are we legislating for?
Now, Doguha was talking about banditry in the north, but the principle applies to Edo. If political leaders cannot gather in a private residence without being shot at, what hope is there for the voter? What hope is there for the ordinary citizen who simply wants to cast a ballot? Dr. Tanko's cry, democracy is in danger, is not hyperbole, it is a diagnosis. When the instruments of violence are used to silence or intimidate political actors, the very foundation of our republic cracks. Let's pause and think about the human side of the victims. Peter Obi, whatever your politics, is a figure who commands the loyalty of millions of young Nigerians. An attack on him is an attack on the hopes of those young people. Chief Odigie-Oyegun is 85 years old, I believe, an elder statesman who has served his country for decades. To have his home turned into a shooting gallery is an affront to the dignity we should afford our elders. The lesson here for public safety is stark. Political violence is not a new phenomenon in Nigeria, but its escalation is a direct threat to democratic consolidation. We must demand that security agencies do more than issue press releases. We need arrests, we need investigations. We need the people who planned this, who followed that convoy, and who pulled those triggers to face the full weight of the law. As citizens, our role is to remain vigilant and to reject the politics of violence. Do not allow yourselves to be used by politicians as thugs. Do not allow your passion for a candidate to turn into hatred for the other side. We can disagree on policies, on personalities, on parties, but we must agree on one thing. The bullet has no place in our political discourse. The dignitaries survived, they are safe, shaken but alive.
But the question we must all answer is, what next? Will the police commissioner in Edo State release a statement by morning? Will the Inspector General of Police order a full-scale investigation? Will the attackers be found? Or will this case, like so many others, end up in the cold case files, a footnote in a forgotten archive? I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Do you think this was an assassination attempt or a show of force to intimidate opposition figures? Let's get this conversation trending. And if you believe that the safety of our leaders and the sanctity of our democracy matter, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We will be watching this story closely, and we will bring you updates the moment the police break their silence. The gate at Chief Oyegun's house still bears the scars of Tuesday afternoon. The bullet holes are a physical reminder of how fragile our peace can be.
As we reflect on this incident, let us remember that democracy is not just about elections, it is about the freedom to associate, to gather, and to debate without fear of death. May we never lose that, and may those who seek to destroy it with gunfire find that the spirit of a free people is not so easily silenced. Stay safe, stay engaged, and keep demanding answers.